good, guys? Here for a third video today. More than I've done in like the last year. But it's JJJBoxing punching in for my boxing shift, I guess you could say. And we got a good one here, though. We got a very good fight. We got Dmitry Bivol coming back. The best light heavyweight in the world, in my opinion. Better than Beterbiev. Versus Gilberto Ramirez, Zurdo, they call him, Ramirez. And it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight. They have sparred in the past. Dmitry Bivol has obviously been around. I followed Bivol for years when he was fighting on HBO. I knew he had the shit to beat Canelo. And that's why I put my money where my mouth was, and I won big on Bivol. Everyone, even the bookies and the odd makers, like the sports books, were heavily favoring Canelo, and I thought it was nuts. The only reason I would favor Canelo is because of the judges, and they would rob Bivol, but I still put some money down, even though I knew he could have gotten robbed. Which, if that wasn't a thing in boxing, and we knew it was going to be fair judging, I would have put down $1 million, or not $1 million because I don't have that, but I would have put down $1,000 on Bivol. But knowing the judging, that kind of scared me from putting more money down. But anyway, I won big on Bivol. And I do think he's the best light heavyweight in the world ever since I watched him on HBO. Like, I remember when, I forget the first fight I seen him fight. I'm trying to remember here when I started seeing him on HBO. I think it might have been Samuel Clarkson or Cedric Agnew. Maybe that was his first debut on HBO. I could be wrong, though. But Cedric Agnew was definitely a name on the resume. Sullivan Barrera was definitely on HBO. I know that for a fact because I remember that. I think Cedric Agnew was I think that was HBO as well. So yeah, he had decent wins in America that we knew, like, named opponents, right? He had Agnew, he beat Sullivan Barrera, he knocked him out. I remember he dropped him pretty hard in the 12th. And like Bivol he's got a heavy punch, but his style is not like a go get ya. Like, he will go get you when you're hurt, but he's more of a boxer, not running, but he'll box you and he'll score points. But he's got power. And I feel like if he was more aggressive, he could have more knockouts. And we've seen his power in Barrera when he dropped him pretty hard in the 12th. Okay, Isaac Chilemba, another good victory there. Jean Pascal, another good victory there. And I seen all these fights, and I could tell his boxing skill was the highest level. You could just see it. Joe Smith, who has a belt right now after he lost to Bivol, he actually reclaimed a belt. So that just shows you Joe Smith was good. And Joe Smith knocked out Hopkins at 50 years old. But still, no one else could do it, and he knocked him out of the ring. So that was an event to behold for sure. The way Hopkins got knocked out of the ring, that was definitely a climactic ending for Hopkins' career. But yeah, Hopkins, give respect to him. He's got a good chin. He fell out of the ring on his head, and he still tried to get back in the ring, which he almost did, but they waved it off. Just wasn't safe for a 50-year-old man to get back into the ring like that. And then, Craig Richards. Castillo Rivera. These are all guys with good records. Obviously not as well known as a Joe Smith or a John Pascal or a Chilemba, but still. Bivol's got a good resume. Obviously he beat Canelo. That's his biggest win name-wise, but still, I really think Joe Smith Jr. Is probably his best win. Because that's probably the toughest opponent, giving that he's a natural light heavyweight, and Joe Smith got power. Jean Pascal, he's kind of fell off in the last couple of years. He's not what he used to be. I know he got a win against that Chinese guy, and he definitely deserved the win. It was a competitive fight, and then Jean Pascal took over and won that fight. But I just feel like Jean Pascal hasn't been at that the highest level for the last couple of years now. But still, it was a good win a very good win for anyone, but especially back in 2018, definitely a good win. And now he's facing Gilbert Ramirez. Now, Ramirez is undefeated, 4-4-0. I remember Bob Arum always talking him up, but I don't think he's with Bob anymore, I don't think. But, okay, so I don't know what this means. It says he's suspended by California Athletic Commission. I looked it up and I don't see anything on it, so I don't know if that's an error on BoxRec, but I don't think he tested positive or anything like that, or it's not like he got knocked out, so there's no way he shouldn't be suspended unless he got caught using drugs or he got knocked out and they're giving him time to recover. So I don't know what that's about, guys. I looked it up. Let me know if you know, if that's just an error. But anyway, he's 4-4-0. That's impressive. He's Mexican. Nicknamed Zurdo. Was that left-handed in Mexican? So I don't know as much about Zurdo. I haven't seen his fights as much as I have Bivol. I followed Bivol more closely than I followed Ramirez, but I have seen him fight. I just can't remember it with a clear memory as well as I remember Bivol fighting on the good old days on HBO. It's just nostalgia and the good old times. They stick with you. You know what I mean? HBO, you gotta love that. Boxing After Dark, all that. But he has good wins. Okay, so he has Arthur Abraham was a good win. It's good how he faced a lot of American competition pretty early in his career. Well, not early, I guess. Not actually, no, it wasn't early, but he does have 44 fights, so he's had a lot of experience fighting American fighters. And that's a good sign usually, because American fighters, usually it's a step up from like the Mexican fighters that he's been fighting earlier in his career. But to show that he is the real deal, he has been fighting in America and beating American fighters for a while. And because that's always a question with foreign fighters. When they come to America, do the wins start going away? Does he start losing now? But not for him. He is still undefeated. Yeah, so Arthur Abraham, Jesse Hart was undefeated. All right, Alexis Angulo. Okay, I was thinking the guy Canelo fought. Yeah, that's an Angulo too, right? That's a different one though. All right, Sullivan Barrera. They show us. They share a similar common opponent. In my opinion, I would say that Bivol has the better resume, even though he has less fights, but still a decent resume by Zurdo for sure. Very good records he's beaten, but I would say Bivol has beaten the more well-known fighters, and they had good records as well. So I would put more on that than guys who just have good records that we don't really know. But still, he's 31, and what do you call it? Dmitry Bivol is 30, right? Or no, he's 31 as well. So both these guys are in their prime. This is going to be a good fight, guys. And like I said, I haven't followed Zurdo as much. I've seen his fights, but I'd have to rewatch the tape more, see what he does well. But going into it, my early prediction, I got Bivol winning by decision. I just think he's just too skillful. But the size of Ramirez is no joke. At the press conference, as you can see, guys, I'll pull it up here. I'm actually shocked by how big Gilberto Ramirez is compared to Bivol. Like, look at this. Hold on. Like, look at how he looks like a full weight class bigger. Does he not? Like, he looks like the way Canelo looked up against Bivol. Maybe not as much of a difference as Canelo. Canelo maybe looked even smaller. But I would say there's a similar comparison there. But look at the face-off. Pretty intense. Both guys who don't know how to lose. You can just see the look in their eyes. They don't know how to lose. Dmitry ain't fucking around. And Gilberto thinks he's the shit. They've sparred each other before. But look at the shoulders. The shoulders and the frame of Gilberto, Zurdo, Ramirez is like way bigger. So I would say it is a fair comparison to how Canelo looked like against Bivol. Now it's the opposite. But like, I always thought Bivol was never a really big light heavyweight. Like, he's not small. I would say, I think he is more on the smaller side, but he's not like a tiny light heavyweight. But he's definitely not a huge light heavyweight by any standards. I would say Ramirez is more of a natural 175. Because I think, look at Dmitry there. He looks like he could fight at middleweight, to be honest. Yeah, so, guys, I think the size of Ramirez, depending on how, what do you call it? Depending on how he uses his size and if his boxing skills can keep up with Bivol, I think that we could be in for a good fight. Definitely competitive fight. But like, I gotta watch more tape of Zurdo. See what before I make like a full kind of prediction. But right now, guys, I think Bivol is the best light heavyweight in the world. One of the best fighters in the world, period. With just his boxing skills is so polished and so they're just great. His boxing skills are like really like fundamentally sound, and he has his own style on it too. The way he throws his shots, it's like definitely a unique style to Bivol that no one else has. The way he throws his shots sometimes, and yeah, you'll just see it when he's shadow boxing or hitting the bag. He'll kind of like the way he throws his left hook. It's kind of weird. It's different. You'll know what I mean, guys, by if you watched any of Bivol's training videos, you'll know what I mean by the way he kind of throws shots. They're a bit more unique to him, and no one else kind of throws it like that. But yeah, I got Bivol, guys, by decision. But let me know who do you got in this fight, and definitely not counting out Ramirez though. I gotta watch more tape on him, but I just don't see how he's going to get past the skills of Bivol, and Bivol's got a good chin too. So anyway, guys, this is Triple J Boxing punching out. See you in the next video. Take care.